In this video on views within Microsoft Dynamics for Sales, we're going to cover off the edit columns feature. Now, this is one in a series we've done specifically on views. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got any suggested content ideas or indeed you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So what do we mean by the edit columns feature? Well, it's this button here. So I'm in the opportunities area, but this applies throughout the systems for any view or main record view, regardless whether it's opportunities, accounts, contacts, quotes, orders, etc. We have the ability to change the columns that are displayed in that view, and we do that through the edit columns. Now, I'm in a sort of, it's actually a personal view though, it does say all opportunities here, and I've got a range of fields here from topic, potential customer, email address, estimated revenue, etc. Now, I can change that. That's not set in stone. So the way I can do that is just go to edit columns. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually remove one. We've got an email address there and there's no data in it, so let's get rid of it. Now, how do I get rid of it? Now, if I just rest my cursor on that tile for that field, and there's three dots at the bottom there, if I just click that, one of the options is to remove it. So if I just remove that and then go to the bottom and apply it, that will remove it from the view. So okay, that's my first bit of column editing done. Now what I can do is also add fields to that view, or columns to that view. So if I go to edit columns, I'm going to add two directly from the opportunity record. So I'm going to add status and probability because we haven't got those in there at the moment. So to do that, I'll click add columns, and by default it's pointing to the opportunity record itself. Now we'll go on to related records in a moment, and I can scroll down and find the field I want, or I can actually search for it. So we said probability, so I've started typing for that, and then that presents the field I need. Just select that. If I clear that and I say status, I'll search for that. If I could actually type, that would help. And we'll put that field in. We'll close that now. Again, we'll apply that, and those fields have been added. Now, what I can also do is add fields not just from the opportunity record itself, the record I'm directly pointing at, but I can add fields or columns from a related parent record. So in order to do that, I can go to my edit columns again, add columns, and I'm going to go to related. I choose the related record I want, a related parent record. You can only do this with parent records. I'm just going to choose account here, and I'm actually going to put in annual revenue. So that is held on the related account organization, related organization, account, parent record. Close that. So I've now got my list of fields appearing in the view. Now I've got a bit of scope to do things here. So we saw when we clicked on those three dots, I've got the option to move up, move down. But a simpler way is just to drag and drop it. So if I want that revenue to appear alongside the potential customer record, I can just drag it to be the third column to display, and I can drag these around as I wish. So I've got the option here to manipulate the order of the fields, and I can apply that. And so those are the fields I've added, and we are in good shape in terms of the view we're creating. Now, there's things I can actually do within the view. Equally, if I wanted to move columns around from here without going to the edit columns view, I can do that. Now, I can do it a couple of ways technically. If I just click on the down arrow on the column I want, I can move left or move right, but actually I can drag and drop these to wherever I want on the screen, which is obviously the simplest way of doing things. So I've got the option to move those columns around so they display in the order I want them to. One thing I can also do is set the width. So if I wanted that topic field to be a bit bigger, what I can do is go to that column, select the menu to the right, select column width, and then I can just extend that width out. However, there is an even simpler way of doing that, because I can actually just drag and drop the column and just set the column widths like that. So, that's a much quicker way of achieving the same thing. I've also got the ability, if I wish to sort. So at the moment there is a sort, and that's by potential customer, but if I wanted to sort by something else, let's say annual revenue, I can just click on the down arrow and I've got the option to sort there. So smaller to larger, larger to smaller. So I'm just going to go larger to smaller. So we've got the ability to sort that view as we want it sorted. There's a few other things we can also do, which I'll just touch on here. We've got the ability to do totals on number fields, obviously, and we've got the option to have no totals, but an average, a maximum, minimum, and a sum. So if I wanted to put average in there, I can see what the average revenue, annual revenue, is on the parent organizations for these opportunities. If I want to get rid of that, then I just go back to totals and put in none. So that just removes that. The other thing I can do is actually group records. So I've got a ratings field here. If I go to group by, you can see I can group those together. I can group my cold, hot, warm opportunities as needed. So if I go back to ratings, I can then ungroup and remove that. So I've got a lot of options for manipulating what data is displayed, either by removing columns, by adding columns, by changing the widths, changing the sort order, by potentially doing totals as well, and grouping. So I've got a lot of power to manipulate views so they're displaying exactly the information I want. Once I'm happy with the view, you can see that I've been manipulating that, and then there's a little asterisk appearing alongside the view. That means I've edited it. Now, if I move away from it at this stage, those changes will be lost, but if I want to save them, I can just click on that down arrow, and I can either save changes to a current view. If it's a personal view, you can change and you have the rights to edit it. I can change that within that view. I can save those changes. If it's a system view that I started on, I can't change the system view itself, but I can create a personal view version of the system view. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, hopefully that explains how you can use the edit columns feature to get just the sort of information you want into your data views within Microsoft Dynamics. As I say, it is one of the series we've done on views. You can see links to others in the series below. If you've got any suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, there's links for that below as well. Anyway, thank you for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.